Howdy, man, don't fall, stupid fuck. Yeah, anyways, this video will be about minimalism. So, you know that feeling where you feel overwhelmed by all the clutter that's there in your physical and mental space? Yeah, so minimalism is basically where you simplify your life to focus on the things that actually add some kind of value to your life. And so there was a time where me too, I myself felt overwhelmed by wanting to do more and more. So I asked myself if I could magically make one of these things, one of the my goals, or like something from my to-do list to just get over with as soon as I could, right? And what would it be if I could just magically get one of that, like just done with magically, and it to just happen, right? In the next 24 hours. That's what I asked myself, and whatever that one question, like the answer is to that question, I basically that's my goal for the entire month. And if it's a large enough goal, of course, or the entire day, that's what you do, right? That should be your main priority. So all you have to do is you do less in order to get more done, and you do this by keeping the things that truly matter to you, and you let go of all the other things, at least in the short term, right? So my goals are, let's say I have to read all these books over here, only all of these, right? Hell lot of books. So so I'll just ask myself in the next 24 hours which one of them, I mean, I would just read. I would just focus on one. Sometimes I focus on, like, I read little bit from here and there. Like, you can see how why that can be helpful, but also kind of destructive. So you just make sure you focus on one. Let's just imagine that those four books were like four goals, right? And so I have to do, and then it changes a lot. That time you should just focus on like one goal. Of course, you have to evaluate it accordingly. It's very subjective. Um, but overall, it will definitely help if one is prioritized, right? I remember how having a minimalistic environment helped me too, like a physical environment. So my desk was all cluttered, and I had like different computers laid out, just in case I needed a particular one. I think I might have a photo, but like I think that will like a very long time. So I'll just try to find one if I can. And there also used to be a lot of books on my side table. Like I just picked out all the good books and I just laid them out there so that I could read them. Um, my idea was, seeing all these books, I would be pushed to go ahead and read them one by one. Since I've already evaluated how valuable they would be, I would be more likely to read them because I look at the big pile, giant pile, and I know that I have to get over with all of them, and then I have like a new level of wisdom. That was my thinking before, and it definitely did not work. When I got rid of all those computers from my desk and all of those books from my side tables, with that I was supposed to read, but I clearly did not. Right, I was a lot more likely to take action on like most of the days of the week or even the month. And studies have actually shown that when you reduce physical clutter, that uh, leads to like increased stress. You of course reduce the stress, and it's also been proven that your overall well-being like improves a lot too, which I can definitely confirm, by the way. But then these aren't like the only things that you're supposed to do in minimalism, of course. You changing your environment and your to-do list won't be enough. What you have to do is you have to declutter like mindfully, in a mindful manner. So start off by asking yourself which item serves a deep purpose in your life, and or maybe what item gives you like some kind of joy, and be genuine. Okay, for example, um, what can I use as an example? Let's see. Okay. This is like a speaker that I need. It's a like whatever. Like this Bose one I need it, and I have one more. It's a Google Home smart speaker, and I find myself laying both of these on my desk, even though I know that I just need this one. And my excuse is that this will help me to directly access the network because I can just go like, I don't want my phone to beep, but I can be like, I just say that okay, I want to search this so and so, I want to know the definition of a word, and I ask that, or ask it to play a song, right? And that's my excuse, it'll help me, it's still valuable, right? Kind of. But then 99% of the time I just go on my phone or laptop for Google searches, as that's clearly better. I can just go onto YouTube as well, right? Or maybe even for choosing song, I have a playlist. So I can just choose the one that I want, and after that I could just scroll and choose like a random one. That happens. So this one is clearly like a better choice. And which means that this is not actually needed. After I actually go ahead and evaluate it like deeply, and I don't make this like bias that, oh, internet access blah blah, I now understand that I don't actually need this in my environment, and so I get rid of it. So basically that's what you have to do. You have to ask yourself which item serves a deep purpose or like add some kind of value to your life. And so you have to keep that. The ones that don't, they have to go. You evaluate them just the way that I did with that speaker. You just don't go around saying like, oh, internet access. Well, yeah, well, if that's valuable, it could be for someone else. That's the thing, it's subjective. Let's also talk about your online spaces. This is very important actually. So this will include like unsubscribing from those like unnecessary emails that you have like signed up like few years back. They still keep coming, and you have to organize all your files on your computer so you don't waste your time, right? You know where your important stuff is. You also control your content consumption. We consume a lot of content nowadays. Usually it can be in form of like reel or short video, or maybe even like full video, whatever you like watching. Just unsubscribe from like just don't watch like some, I don't know, useless content, I guess. That's like common sense. But then even on like YouTube, there are lots of unnecessary like channels, entertainment, you could be following them. Some of educational content can also be such that it doesn't actually help you. You feel like it would, but the most helpful kind of content on YouTube would probably be like a long podcast, like really long, like hours long. You're not watching that, like for sure, right? So I'm not saying that you go ahead and switch to that, but basically anything that adds you value. Even for me, this happens. Whatever genuinely adds value and benefits me on my digital space, I just watch those videos, or I just like interact with that kind of media, right? That's what I do. So like I don't want to waste like a lot of your time, as I'm assuming that being a minimalist would also include not watching my useless videos. But there are just two more things that I'd like to share. Whenever you are thinking about buying something new, ask yourself if it actually adds some kind of value to your life, or whether it at least aligns with your values. Also, whenever you try to bring something new into your life, even if it is genuinely valuable, and even after you've evaluated in all of this, you still have to sacrifice something else from your life. So you let go of an older item from your life. So let's say I just buy this new mouse, and of course I don't want a physical, like negative environment physically, right? It has to be like decluttered. Get this mouse right here, and so this is the new addition that I've made to my life. I evaluated that I needed more than a trackpad. Let's just say it added some kind of value. Fine. This used to add value for sure. It'll give you like, I think, forearm strength. That's what it's for. And so now I have to decide to sacrifice this. That's basically the one in one out rule, I think, right? So whenever I get rid of this like hand grip, unless I've of course decided that I still need it, right? And then I can just go ahead and look at something else if I need it. But like, let's say I don't want it, let's say I can just exercise this to something else, whatever. So it has to go. This is the one in one out rule, because I got the mouse, something else has to go. And this is so that this is more sustainable. The process of minimalism in your life has to remain sustainable. Otherwise, what? uh, Today you got rid of something else, tomorrow you have more things, so it's not really minimalist like for a longer time, because then you just add more distraction. So you just think about like think about that, and I think it's really, really subjective, to be honest. Go ahead with exploring this at your own pace, because it's 100%, it's not a one size fits all kind of a thing. And please make sure to not keep your goal as perfection, but it should rather be progress with being minimalist. Otherwise, you'll just not do anything. That's not what we want. And I would really like to know what aspect of your life you were able to improve after you've used minimalism, also how you've used it. If there were any challenges that you faced or any benefits that you noticed, I would also like to know about that as well, so that I could try to help you. Maybe you could just drop a comment down below if you want. And if you found my content useful so far, then you can subscribe to my channel. Actually, don't do that, because you probably shouldn't do that, because you've got to be minimal with your content consumption too, right? Like I spoke about that before. That's really, really important too. So yeah, that's all I had.